Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Father's Note, where we promote fatherhood through building men. As I always say, we're so happy that you took the time out of your busy schedule to spend the evening with us. We have such a wonderful interview prepared for you tonight, which I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. But before we go there, if you're there, whether you're watching on Facebook especially if you're watching by YouTube, we're going to ask that if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please, as well as like and share and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the show, whether or not, or whatever you questions, whatever you want to discuss, whatever you want to say, please feel free to do so. We're so certainly happy and glad that and appreciative if you would do that for us. But we're going to be talking with a young lady whom I've known even before she started walking. Um, um, she's my niece, not by blood, but definitely by spirit. And I have such a great love for her and her entire family. And man, let's get into this conversation. We're going to be talking about. She did a TikTok video, and she titled it "Dear Fat Girl." Right. So when I watched it, I'm like, wow. So I immediately called her, hey, look, I need to get you on the show. I need you to come on the show. And she accepted. So I want to introduce to the Father's Note family none other than my niece, Deidre Grace Silverton. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Man, this is such awesome. I'm glad that you accepted, you came, and you're here. And we've been going back and forth about this conversation because I definitely want to make sure that you're comfortable, getting into it because we don't sugarcoat nothing over here.
I know.
We keep it very authentic, true, and to the point. And we want to. The whole purpose behind it that I really wanted to get deeper into your thought process behind the video. Why you said, first of all, why you did it, why you said the things that you said, your experiences, so forth, and as well as what has been the outcome of it up to this point, right? Since you've done that video, right? You did share something with you, but I told you, hey, save it for the show. Yeah. Save it for the show, right? But so that the audience would know what video we're referring to, we're going to go ahead and run that TikTok video for you right now. Written by our very own Deidre Grace, entitled Dear Fat Girl.
Hello, my name is Deidre Grace, and I wrote a piece. The name of this piece is Dear Fat Girl. Dear fat girl, big black girl, long hair, short hair, that girl. Stomach tucked in your pants, girl. Fat girl, big bodied, everybody sees that body. Aren't you ashamed? How do you feel walking with your friends, wide-bodied compared to their small friends? At least you pretty. I mean, you got that going. Because don't no man want no obese woman whose stomach won't stop growing. Dear fat girl, you can't be picky with your choices in men. Be glad somebody's likes you. I mean, you good for a touch, a rub, a suck. But ain't nobody trying to wife you. Can't no man be proud walking through no crowd, holding on to them plump fingers. And it's common knowledge that all y'all big girls smell. And that scent lingers. Dear fat girl, if you cared about yourself, you would hit a gym. If you lost the weight, you would be just as beautiful as them. Dear fat girl, you love to talk about how the world acts towards you because you're fat. talking about how cruel and heartless people are. We sick of hearing that. Just lose the weight, okay? I mean, put your mind to it. You can do it. You look so much better if you did. I know you tried before, but try harder. I mean, you lost a little bit of weight, but you could be smaller. You could be smaller. Try harder. You could be smaller. Try harder. You could be, dear fat girl, who's trying. I see you crying because I feel the same way that you do. The way you hide yourself inside yourself when you walk into a room. The way you think that all that you are can be measured in pounds. And the type of confidence you have when nobody's around. I see how hard you work to lose the weight that you carry. The weight that bothers everybody else. Or how you sit in silence while people reprimand you for your size, then tell you, we just worried about your health. Dear fat girl, I see you picking yourself up. I see you working hard for your healing. I see you replaying the moments that broke you and then countering those feelings. Dear fat girl, if I could leave you with any advice, I would tell you, keep God first. I tell you, lift your head up and remember your worth. I tell you, it's not your fault that people are mean, and that confidence is key when you step on any scene. I tell you, don't be afraid to take up space. And all of you is beautiful, not just your face. If you choose to lose weight, just know that it's possible, but take your time. And don't do it for anybody else, not people. Do it for yourself, because you're already fine. And when it comes to love, understand that you too deserve one that is true. And the man that is meant to be in your life is going to love you just for you. Now remember, dear fat girl, that pressure bursts pipes. So the next time they talk about you, laugh at you, pick at you, whisper when you walk into a room, sit on them. Now go put on some tights.
You know, when I saw that, I think I watched that video over about 10 times. Just kept playing it. Then, you know, of course, when I kind of add a little color to it and everything, I just couldn't stop watching it. So tell us, how well has that video been done?
Right now, I looked actually earlier today because it's at like 5K view.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what have the comments been like? Can you share some of your comments too?
Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten a lot of plus size women, quite a few, to say thank you for saying the things that they may be afraid to say, or don't have the courage, or for seeing me, I feel seen. And then to tell you the truth, I've had some other friends, not plus size women, saying like, this is applicable to anybody that has some kind of body dysmorphia or feels a certain type of way. Thank you for saying, you know. So a lot of the feedback has been about me being bold and being courageous, which is very interesting because I was very, very afraid to post a video. It's a very transparent and very honest. Everything that I've heard or has really hurt me in life is in that poem. And a few things that I probably should have put in that poem, but we got to keep it PG. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I've had a lot of keep going, more poetry. People on TikTok like you're beautiful. I love this. A lot of I'm proud of yous, which means a lot. So it's been pretty cool, the
So,
feedback.
so let's open it up a little bit.
Hmm.
I did edit this part out, but in the beginning, you made the comment. You said, "I'm feeling brave."
Hmm.
You said, "I'm feeling brave." So, can you explain to us what was it at that point that caused you to be brave enough to record this video?
Um, so I just finished reading Viola Davis's autobiography, and it was masterful. But what I loved about the autobiography was that she was very transparent about her childhood and especially about how people reacted to her physically or visibly when they saw her, what wasn't beautiful, and how all of those things played a part in who she's become. And I've just been reading a lot, and before I've done anything in life, I would write because it's very safe to write. It's a vulnerable thing to do, but it's safe. If I don't want to share it with you, I don't have to.
Right.
So it's the perfect thing for a little fat girl that doesn't want to be seen to have a gift like that. So I was inspired, and I've been writing, in all honesty, the last few years. But I've been very afraid because I know that with success comes, you know, you have to be visible.
Right. That's true.
And a lot of times we like to say, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I can do this. But the truth is, you have to be seen when you're
Right.
successful.
Right.
And I'm learning with myself through therapy. Go to therapy, people. I love the Lord with my whole heart, but therapy has helped me. I am learning through therapy that it is okay um, to attack those things, to combat those things. What is it that's holding you back from being successful? And one of those things, I can write all day. I have books, I have journals, I have all of these things, and I don't want to share them because you have to see me. You have to hear me. I have to be vulnerable. Will you judge me? Does it matter what I'm saying? Are you going to listen to my words? Are you just going to see me physically? So it was just a moment. I read it to, I want to say one very maybe two friends,
Mhm.
and they both was like, it's very necessary that you share this. So I sat on my bed in my room. I recorded it and I said, Lord, I don't know what it's gonna do, but I'm just gonna trust you that it's time for me to step out. And I posted it and went to sleep. So that's honestly how it happened.
Be honest, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was really shocked, but yet still, though, I was so proud.
Yeah.
I was so proud of you because you got to be real about it.
Yeah.
And there's it. Why would you want to live in someone else's box that they build for you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You
And it,
know,
it was very freeing for me, in all honesty.
I'm sure it was.
Is definitely a way to take control back because it is something that literally haunts me. And I'm using the exact word that I want.
Wow.
A lot of times my weight haunts me. I can feel free. I can feel strong. I can feel courageous. I can get dressed, do my makeup, and walk into a room, and it just feels like, it can be
Mm,
suffocating, but that's not what it should be.
right.
Nor, and I've also learned that it's not a God thing. I'm really learning to tap into how the Lord sees me. How does God see us? What kind of image are we for Him? So it's necessary that I stop hiding.
Oh,
Because
that's
if
good.
not, I'm not walking. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Be yourself. Be
Yeah,
real.
yeah, and be yourself and take the control back.
Oh, I
I
like
don't
that.
I don't like to. I've been giving away a lot of my strength and
Mhm.
power and hiding, and so it's like these are probably all the things that you would say once you look at me physically.
Right.
Now
Right.
what do you have to say?
Right.
So
So what I did though, I dissected almost every line in that poem.
okay.
So the next one you said, stomach tucked in your pants. Why did you find that necessary to draw attention to your tummy by making that comment?
You would be surprised the ignorance of people. It's true. if you're plus size or if you're not plus size, I don't know where you wear your pants. You know what I'm saying? I have a vivid memory of being in middle school, sitting at a desk. I've always been a big girl, sitting at a desk, and my shirt came up, and you could see my little,
Yeah.
And I remember these two boys sitting there going like this, and I was like, "What are we laughing at?" And they were laughing at, my stomach, how my stomach looked in my jeans. I kid you not, it did something to me to this day. I have to make sure my shirts are longer. I don't want my stomach to show. I don't want anything to. It's crazy
Wow.
what it does to you. But those are things that you hear. You can look it up on social media. People making jokes about big girls, your stomach tucked into your tights, but the truth is, it's something that they're just saying. Big girls, women do that. We
Right.
wear control top things. We
Correct.
wear shapely things. Not every woman does it.
Right.
But when I was younger, that was a thing for my mom.
Right.
Hey, little girl, we don't jiggle.
Right.
Tuck that somewhere. So, that's where it comes from.
Uh-huh.
But those are things I just remember hearing people say to me. So I just put it in there.
You mentioned your mom.
Mhm.
I'm gonna kind of go off script right here.
Okay.
So, what part did your mother play in you being comfortable as a little girl?
Well, first of all, my mom was gorgeous. And to tell you the truth, she made it her business to make sure I understood what it meant to dress for my body, what it meant to be taller. So my dresses were a certain length, and what it meant that I was plus size. So I may have needed to wear something that controlled or helped me. And not all of it was my mom saying, "You're a big girl, you need to hide," but it was my mom taught me confidence as far as being a woman, not a plus size
Oh,
woman.
wow. Wow.
Um, and then later on in life, I came to understand why it was
Mhm.
beneficial that she taught me the way
Mhm.
that she did, because it went from, you know, dress like this. This is, and she taught me how to dress for occasions. She taught me how to dress for what I wanted. What is the message that you are trying to send, Deidre? If you do wear short skirts, then boys are gonna look at you and they may try to
Mhm.
touch you. If you are wearing low cut shirts, then this is what it is. When we go to church, we wear dresses. I
Mhm.
don't want to wear a dress, but it is what is presentable.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then she allowed me to develop. But one thing I do appreciate, I know it's a different time now, and people are letting their kids pick whatever they want. But
Right.
I had the mom that showed me what it
Right.
was and then explained to me, you
Right.
know. But I will say one thing about my mom is she kind of dealt with the same thing within
Mhm.
herself.
Mhm.
As beautiful as she was, as confident, as stylish as she was, I can vividly remember conversations with her saying, if I could just lose a little weight, if I could
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
get this weight off of me. And a lot of it was health reasons, but also I knew a lot of it was just wanting to feel comfortable,
Right. Right.
in
Right.
herself.
Right.
But I really thank God for
Mhm.
a mom who was invested in knowing
Right.
in
Right.
teaching me how to be a classy woman.
Right.
She really was.
And she
Yeah.
still speaks to you, even though she's
Yes,
not here, no longer here.
absolutely. I can literally, I have days where, like, you know what? I'm putting this on, and I could hear that woman go, "Now, that's too short. I'm grown, but I'm going to change my clothes because," yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right, let's continue. So you said fat girl with your big body that everybody sees.
Mhm.
So the question is that a complexity that you have every time you leave the house?
Oh, yeah. But I don't know if I could call it a complexity. It's just true. When I walk into a room, you see a big girl.
Mm,
Even with me, now let's not get it twisted. I'm gorgeous.
right, right. Of course.
But when I walk into a room, whether you're looking at how tall I am or the size of my back, whatever you want to call it, you see a big girl. And it is something that I do have to think about when I walk into rooms, because I have to prepare myself, because either people are amazed or intrigued. And it's very weird for people to look at you like you're some kind of, like, you know, like they've never seen a plus size person before. I get it all the time when I go to the theater or when I'm on airplanes. Airplanes are the worst. People don't want to sit next to you, feel like they're going to be uncomfortable. So, It is a complexity, but I've vowed to myself this year to take up space. I don't care. I don't. I'm trying to break that cycle because it's a hindrance. It really does keep you from doing a lot.
Is it because, okay, so let me ask this next question. You don't have to answer. Of course, I told you that. Any question I ask, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to,
Uh-huh.
right? And I might already know the answer, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. And then I want to follow up with, you mentioned about the therapy
Mhm.
part, right? So are you ashamed of your big body?
Sometimes. Sometimes I am.
And what makes you ashamed of it?
Um, I want to say vanity,
Mm,
if I'm being honest. You want to walk into a room and people to think, sometimes I just want people to just see a beautiful Black woman. That's it. I just want people to get to know me, to go through conversations without people being like, yeah, good for you. Look how great you look. Look how confident you are. I think sometimes I just want to blend in.
mm.
And that's very hard being
Right.
almost 6 feet and a plus size woman. So it would just be vanity. I don't think
Mhm.
it would be for much else at this stage in my life. When I was younger, I was very ashamed because I have a twin brother and he is
Correct.
physically fit.
Right.
And I didn't notice it until a woman pointed it out to us when we were younger. And she said, "But y'all twins, you're so big and he's so small." And that shifted me.
Really?
Mhm. And I remember us being like, we didn't notice that. And then it became very evident to me. And then I didn't want people to see that. I
Mhm.
wanted people to believe that he was my twin. I wanted just to blend in with other kids. I didn't see the value in standing out. And sometimes as an adult, I don't see the value in standing out.
What I want to do here, I want to ask, I would like for our producer to go to your Facebook page
Okay.
because I saw a photo shoot that you had there.
Mhm.
Oh, it was very intriguing.
With the red dress on?
Yes,
Oh, okay, yeah,
yes,
my queen
yes,
shoot.
yes. So it's Deidre Grace, right?
Yeah, it is.
So that's Deidra.
DRA. Uh-huh.
All right, Grace. I want to give him time to pick him up, but let's continue while he's working that
That's
out.
me at the top of that profile picture with those
Yeah,
curls.
yeah. But go to the photos. Go to the photos because I'm gonna want you to
Should be in albums. I think I did an album
go
too.
to albums. Go to albums. Yeah.
Let's see if it's in there. Yeah, that red dress at the bottom.
Yes. Yeah. Right
Mhm.
there. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna show this. We gonna show this off tonight.
But first,
Yeah.
you know what?
Okay.
Shout out to the
Uh-huh.
photographer,
Yes, please do.
Rodlin Pierre.
Okay.
Pretty
Okay.
dope. I met Rodlin through my older brother David.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay.
I want to do this queen photo shoot. I just want to feel beautiful.
Oh
And
wow.
I got that
Wow.
dress made.
Uh-huh.
That's what we did. My sister-in-law, Carolisa Shiverton, she styled me.
Okay.
She's amazing.
Okay.
And we did it.
Hey, just go ahead and if you can put a photo up for us, for the audience. If you can. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you got to redo it then. Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask the next question.
Okay.
Okay, so you said this. So you made this comment too. So exactly how do you feel when you walk with your friends with smaller frames?
Um, Sometimes I feel a little nervous, but I have God has really blessed me.
Okay.
And I'm always the biggest friend. That's the truth.
Okay.
But God has really blessed me with friends that are protective. They root for me, they push
Wow.
me.
Wow, that's great.
If I'm like, I don't want to wear that, I have the type of friends like, put it on. You look gorgeous. You're beautiful. Let's go. You're the prettiest.
Wow, how awesome is
Um,
that?
It's a blessing. And it's
That's great.
because he really blessed me with people that I could be transparent with, and they see me and they hear me. So they make sure I know, hey, you lift your head up when we walk in here. It's nothing wrong with you. And to this day, I still have those friends that do that. And I keep people around me like that.
Have you ever had a friend that you had to excommunicate?
Um, when I was younger,
Okay.
but in all honesty, I kind of dealt with, you run into people that really just don't know how to be nice people.
Right.
So I've never had a friend that was very critical of me. Another beautiful thing about my friends is if they're concerned about me and my health and all of those things, we have that relationship.
Okay.
So no one is ever offensive. No one has ever made me feel like I can't be friends with this person. But we
Mhm.
do have the type of relationships, all of them, where I can come to them and go, that kinda hurt my feelings. What did you mean by that?
Oh,
And we can
wow.
communicate and we talk about those things. So yeah.
You said at least I'm pretty.
Mhm.
Are there times that you don't feel that way, that you are?
No. So that is a common thing that people say. I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for
Okay.
every
Okay.
big girl in the
Okay.
world. But if you're a plus size woman, or dark skin or whatever, you can, at least you're pretty for a big girl. That is a comment that people think
Wow. Wow.
that's
That
not
it's
a
okay to
compliment.
say that.
Yeah. Oh, you're pretty
Oh,
for a big girl. Now
wow.
I've never felt like I wasn't pretty.
Right.
The only part of me that I have felt like wasn't pretty was my weight, but I've always felt like I was pretty.
So to have a person say that, then really when they think that they're complimenting you, they're really insulting you then. Is that,
Yeah.
am I saying
Well,
that, looking at that right?
yeah, I would say an insult, but then I like to give people room for ignorance. Not everybody
Mm,
has the same mindset, and we don't all know what to say and when to say it. I think that some people really say things and they feel like I did a good job. No, you didn't. So sometimes I have to just go, I'm pretty anyway,
mhm.
but but you sent but now I'm that person. I can't tell you that I was always that person. A lot of times those comments would make me, you know,
Right.
shrink into
Right.
myself.
Right.
Mhm.
Put a photo up for us. Put a photo up for us. Look at that. Look at that. That's boss lady there.
That really is that's a nice
You know,
picture.
when I look at it, I see nothing but confidence, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to do.
Yeah, it's very dope, man. You have another one there for us, producer? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's get to the next question. Come on, we got to get through these questions here so we can dissect this here. So you said that no man wants a girl with a big stomach. Do you really believe that? And if so, why?
No.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so that now I will be honest.
Okay.
I can't say that. I've been in relationships, very long relationships
Mhm.
actually. I do feel like some men, and it is preference. We are all entitled. We can have our own preference. I do feel like some men don't find it attractive, or if they are attracted to it, they're not going to be honest. And those are things that I have heard women say, that if a man is with a bigger girl, then it is either he's using her, it's for money, maybe she's easy, things like that. So those are things I've actually heard.
You said something just then. So do
Mhm.
you believe that there are men that are attracted to big women and that are not honest about it though?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, years ago I was working with a coworker and he'd tell you quick, man, I don't want no skinny woman. And give me a big one. I want a woman with some meat on it,
Listen,
you know?
absolutely. I've had I have literally experienced guys wanting to be with me, but not wanting it to be public.
Public. Oh wow.
Mhm. Yep. And I don't
Uh,
know I mean, I guess that's the one thing I can say when it comes to relationships that kind of makes you um it kind of makes you concerned about that. I'll use concern for lack of a better word. What will happen to you if you are a man that is attracted to a bigger woman? How does that devalue you
I
as a
think
man?
what they're looking for status.
Okay.
I think a man basically they want because it's the norm. I would think it's what society says. In essence, hey man, I guess also bragging rights.
But
You
see, you
know,
said something very interesting. They're looking for status. What about my size
because
depletes your status?
it's not the norm.
And
It's
that's
not what
so
society
and
preaches
that's
on.
so unfortunate that
No,
men don't get to experience how brilliant and beautiful and well brought up because you're looking at me going, I don't know if I could be with a big girl.
right,
If I think you're saying status, and I do believe that because it looks a certain way. I have
hmm
experienced that in my two very long relationships where I have felt like that. Will this do something to the type of men that they are? But then also, I feel like a lot of it is insecurity within the man. I feel like some men just need to say, you can't handle a big girl. That's just the truth. Or and it could go vice versa. Some women can
Woo,
I feel like it needs to be said. I'm not trying to be funny, and I
woo,
don't mean physically. I
woo.
mean they're just like status. I should look a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way, and I'm supposed to increase your status. So when I walk into a room, I'm an
Yep,
accessory.
yep.
What makes you feel like
It's like the man done scored the home run.
exactly? And look at
And
me. It's still a
it-
home run. It's just
it's
a bigger field. That's it. I
woo.
don't I don't understand. It just say I don't have the, and but that's okay. Now when I was younger, those things used to hurt me to know that there were men that really wouldn't give me the time of day. But now I understand like there has to be a certain man for me, not just because I'm a plus size woman, but because I shouldn't just accept any old man. It's a lot of men that have a fetish
Right,
and
right,
they would
right.
love to be with a big girl.
Correct,
That's a
correct,
fetish. I want to
correct,
see what it's like.
right,
But especially, when we're speaking spiritually, I can't accept just any
right,
old man.
right.
He will be confident. He will be secure. He
Mhm.
will understand those things. If it is God's will and my body is supposed to change, then he will be an asset to me
Mhm.
getting there. And he won't be afraid. And when we walk into a room, he'll be okay. You know?
But you said that. I'm going to tell you something. He's out there.
Yeah, I know.
He's out there.
I know.
And
Hey,
you
babe. No.
and you be he's out there.
Yeah, I know.
And it's interesting though, well, what you said though, the comment that you made that it's his insecurity.
Yeah.
He's not confident about himself because sometimes the woman that you need may not come in the package in which that you're looking
Yeah.
for or that you're shopping for.
Yeah. And the same
And
thing with me as a woman. I have to be secure enough too. Because sometimes I don't feel deserving,
mm,
you
oh,
know.
that's powerful.
That could happen
That's
too when you're
powerful.
plus size to be like,
Do you
should
have
I
to
be
settle?
dating? Well, not settling,
Okay.
just being in disbelief of what you've received.
Okay.
So, I used to date a musician, a very well-known musician,
Mhm.
and I had a lot of moments of being like wanting to look a certain way, not because of him, very secure. He didn't care. He loved me, every inch of me. But I had a lot of moments of being like, oh my gosh, should do I look a certain way?
Mhm.
I think it goes both ways. It can't just be on whatever man God sends me. I have to be okay with myself as well. Yeah.
So, well, my next question was because I wanted to ask, how often do you settle on a man just for the sake of comfort, companionship, or have you
Have I
settled
ever settled?
to
Um,
be in a relationship with a man just for the sake of
no.
companionship?
I won't say that I have settled. I will say that I have had experiences where I've compromised. Um, Even though both of my I had a 10-year relationship that ended in an engagement. We were engaged to be married. We didn't go. And then I had a 6-year relationship. I don't think I settled. I think that I compromised a lot of what um, I want it for myself.
Mm,
I have had experiences where I felt like um, so excited that he's paying attention to me. Not with my exes, but oh, he's paying attention to me. Look how he looks. Look at his build and his body. Why would he be paying attention to me?
mm,
Kind of situation.
mm.
But I don't think I've no settled. But compromising is just as bad. I can tell you. It is, because then the person that you're with, unfortunately, they don't get the full scope of you. You know, when you're trying to adjust, like you mentioned earlier, fitting into a box or like trying not to be seen or trying to be desirable to the person, but not in the right way. It does kind of, unfortunately, it doesn't work out when you do those things. So
Do you have your moments when you desire to be touched, to feel that affection? Because you somewhat alluded to that in the video.
I mean, you mean like from
From a man, just
oh yeah.
having those
I
moments,
mean, yeah, that's a natural, it's a natural feeling.
Mhm.
But when that happens, I feel like it just you want it to be something that's right. That's that's a normality. Like I said, a lot of men will approach me, but it's a fetish. It's kind of weird. It's a fetish, or they see a challenge, or they see this could be easy. Oh,
Mm.
a big, hey, big girl, come here. Like,
They feel you desperate.
yes, yes. I don't know where men get that from. Is there a meeting place where y'all tell each other big women are desperate? It is a lie. Do you understand? But yeah, they will think you're desperate. And then women do the same thing. They feel like if a man is with you, either he had to settle for you or those things. So when you do desire to be touched or companionship and all of those things, you have to be very careful. Because, just like smaller women get played, we do too. Men come and they try to woo you, make you feel like they're interested in you, and they just want to get what they can get and go
And
about their
move on.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the video, you mentioned about fat women not being wife material,
Hmm.
right? So, under what criteria do you
Um,
say that? Or why do you feel the way? Or do you believe that to be a fact?
no, again, I'll just keep reiterating that a lot of the things that I said in the poem were things that I've actually heard.
Okay.
But I'll just go through social media. Oftentimes it is just it is such a disbelief that plus size women can find love, keep love, be wives, be mothers, have men that are attracted to me mentally, physically, emotionally, and there not be a catch to it. It is amazing when people are kind of like, "Oh, good for you." What? You don't have I have a heart, like you have a heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel the same emotions you do. I can be sexy, I can be vulnerable, I can be submissive, and all of those, if I'm not mistaken, are qualities that,
Mhm.
but I think it's amazing to hear people say those things. And have I heard those things? Yeah, I have. Like it's a or you hear the don't worry, I'm sure there's a special someone, but it doesn't come from like what you just said, he's out there. I know that came from a place of like, no, God has your
No,
husband.
absolutely.
A lot of times I get it from a place of like someone will, you know, chin up, oh
Right,
girl,
right,
kind of
right.
situation. Um, I don't know. Plus size women are absolutely wife material. And we're plus size, so we could cook. Like what you doing? You're not going hungry, so get into it. Like
So I don't know if you want to get into it,
we can.
but you mentioned that you were engaged.
I was engaged.
So what happened?
I had nothing to do with my body. We just weren't equally yoked. I had to really pray
That's
about
just the
that
10
thing.
year or the 6 year.
The tenure was in the engagement. Um, I don't know, I started to feel uneasy, you know, and I really had to pray about that thing.
Why?
Because
Was it something you seen, you witnessed, you begin to think?
so let's be real. This is where we get into where I have to search myself and make sure I'm not compromising for the
Okay.
sake of feeling like God
Okay.
doesn't have something else for me.
Okay.
And it's not bad mouthing him at all. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, he's doing very well.
Right.
But we had gotten to the point where it was no longer for lack of a better word, easy.
Mhm.
I don't think that relationships or marriage or love is easy, but I do think that there shouldn't be so much kind of confusion. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it kind of got blurry, and then I had to start praying about that thing like, Lord, something doesn't feel right among things that we had gone through, and it just wasn't the right thing to do, and thankfully so. Once we parted ways, his wife came,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's a husband and he has two
Okay.
children and he's doing
Okay.
his thing. So
Mhm.
besides wanting to be loved, that's something else that I have to be cautious of. And I
Mhm.
will say, as a plus size woman,
Mhm.
because you do become afraid when you've been in something so long, both relationships, your mind will tell you who else is going to put that much time in with you. And I have to really tap into some other things to realize I'm more than my body. I'm more than this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was something I prayed about. And I said, God, if this is not for me, don't let it happen. And he did not.
Let's move on.
Mhm.
So you got my mind like
I hope in a good way. I
no,
hope in
no,
a
no,
okay.
definitely. I'm really learning
Mhm.
something, and I'm really having a different perspective, even
Mhm.
more different perspective about it. And I think what you're doing and what you're saying is so profound, and I'm absolutely certain it's going to help a lot of other women.
Mhm.
But you made this comment again. Have you ever been told that you stink?
Never. Now, this is one thing I can say. This is a myth.
Okay, all right. So you said it from a myth perspective.
Yes, what I have been told is,
Uh huh.
wow, you don't have a smell. I have never been told. Now, my mama didn't play that. She
Of
taught me
course.
how to clean
Uh,
every crease, every crevice, lift it up, and do what you got to do. Ain't no shame in my game. You got to get between the rolls and stuff to make sure. But I have had like, wow, you don't smell. And that blew me
Oh my
away.
God! Really?
Yes, because it is a common misconception that all big people smell. And I don't think it has any, well, you sweat, you're heavier. That
Yeah.
is true.
Right. Right.
But if you know how to clean yourself, you don't have to
Hey.
smell.
Hey.
And the truth
Hey.
is, I know a lot of skinny people that stink. So I hate that comment. I'm like, you talking about me? That brother is $1.50 and he smell like onions. You worry about the wrong thing. Like, so, but I've had guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've had more than one guy be like, you smell good. And I'm like, why are you surprised?
Hey, gentlemen, please don't say that
Like,
to
do you
the
deal with dank women? Sir, you are the problem. Why are you attracting funky women? Like, I don't know. I was that. Well, let me ask you, because you are a man. You are a man. Is that a surprise when you get next to a plus size woman and she smells nice?
Not to me.
Okay,
Not
because
to me.
people be so baffled. This is all I've ever known.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we could do because for the sake of time, let's see if we could do to speed this up a little bit. Hey, you can put up some more, Mr. Producer, some more of our pictures, photos of our photo shoot. But let me ask this question here. Um, how often have you been told that you could be smaller? Often do you hear that?
Often. Um, and I'm learning it's just like you said, society. A lot of people like to say it's for health reasons or other. I had a period, I want to say it was, I don't know when it was, maybe like 2015 15, 16, where I dropped like 100 and something pounds.
I remember that.
And I mean, was working out twice a day, doing what I had to do. And I achieved that goal. And it probably was one of the hardest or most unhappy and revealing times in my life. And once I gained the weight back, I get people that send me pictures from when I was smaller. You remember when you looked like this? Or, ooh, when you lost all of that weight, you were so pretty. Now, again, I know a lot of people don't know that those things might be offensive. But one thing I would like to say in this moment is you don't have to tell a plus size person that they're plus size.
Right.
We are very well aware.
Wow.
We
Wow.
know that we are larger, fat, whatever you want to call us, obese. We are very well aware. If I don't have to sit there and say to you, your beard's gray. Remember when your beard was black? I remember when I was a little girl, you used to have a black beard. Why would I sit there and say those things to
Right.
you?
Right.
But I
Right.
think that people feel like they're helping and it's like you can get back to this. You
Mhm.
can do it.
Wow.
You did it before. And all of those things are true. And the truth is, for health reasons right now, I am working to get the weight off and all of those things. But I have to like you know, redo my mind a lot of times to make sure I'm doing it for myself, and to make sure it's healthy. When I did it last time, I don't think I was prepared for what came with the change in my appearance. I think people thought a change in my appearance meant a change in my personality. And I was still the same person because losing weight, gaining weight, whenever there's a dramatic change to your body, it is mental and it is physical. So I lost the weight, but I didn't mentally. And then life happens, which is the truth. You put that work in and you can go through a depression. I ended my engagement. Um, COVID happened, all kind of things. And the weight it took me a year and a half to get off, it took me some years to put it back on, but it came back. And I realized like mentally I was never smaller anyway. It is a hard thing to do, but I think about it sometimes. And when I
So,
mhm,
so you're saying that though you lost
mhm,
that 100+ pounds,
mhm,
but you never lost it in your mind.
mm-mm, nope, never lost it in my mind. Never. I changed the way I dressed, confidence. I felt like I had the confidence and all of those things, but mentally I did not. And I want to say that's not just a plus size thing. That's for anybody. When there's a transformation, the transformation has to happen physically and mentally, or you just revert back to what you were doing. It's I don't know to say not to be churchy, but it's the same thing when you make the decision to follow Christ. I can't follow Christ and then keep doing the stuff that I was doing. That's one foot in, that's an unstable, you know what I'm saying? So um yeah. And I had a hard time because when I started to put it back on, it spiraled me. It sent me into a depression. I didn't want to eat, trying to abuse laxatives, trying to find quick fixes. What can I do? Being afraid, you know.
So
All of,
so I don't mean to cut you off. So
mhm,
you're saying after losing the weight,
mhm,
and then you begin to put it back on,
mhm.
it became, if I'm fair to use this word, traumatic.
Yeah. Well, the traumatic part of it was doing all the work and gaining it back because I was very disappointed in myself. But it became, everybody, you think you want a certain type of attention or you want to be seen a certain way. And then when you get it, if we are not equipped to deal with the things that we're asking for, we have no idea to handle them. How do I had no idea how to navigate in the new body. I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know what to do with men coming at me. I didn't know what to do with people feeling like I was more beautiful because I lost weight than I am in this body. I had no idea what to do with that. I was proud of myself because I accomplished something. It was something I set, remembering my mom say, if I could just lose 100 pounds, I was like, we did it, mom. I did it for you. I just knew my career would turn around. I wanted to go on cruise ships and stuff. And the cruise ships were still like, oh, very good. We need you to lose 30 more pounds. I was like, but you go through those things, and it is all mental. Every bit of it is mental. Even me having insecurities as a plus size woman, all of it is mental. And you have to be, that's why I talked about therapy. You have to be equipped to deal with those things. And I think that's the part of it that we are embarrassed to talk about. I won't say that I was speaking for every plus size woman, because you have some plus size women that have no problems, no issues with relationships, love, or whatever. But anybody that has ever dealt with the body dysmorphia, your skin is too dark, too light, you're too tall, you're too small, you're not accepted in this situation. First, the work has to be done mentally. Why do you want to change? What is the benefit of it? What happens to you when you change? And I wasn't prepared for that at all. I thought that it felt good, the attention felt good, all of those things. And then what I had to do to keep it off was work, but that was fine. But I wasn't prepared for how people change when I lost it. And then when I put it back on, that was the traumatic part. I went from being like in boxes and you're inspiration and you're all of this, to invisible, to silence. And I was no longer valuable. That's how I felt. I'll say that.
Let me ask this question. Can you come back?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Because we just scratching the surface on this thing.
Come back.
And I'd like for you to come back and do a part 2.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So we can finish this up. But I'm gonna ask you, after what you just explained, let me ask this one last question. If you had a choice, which would you prefer? Who you are right now, or the woman that was 100 plus pounds lighter?
I would say the mind that I have in a healthy body. I wouldn't choose the woman that was 100 and plus pounds lighter. But the mind that I have now, I would just want to be the healthiest version of myself, the best version. And in all honesty, I just don't know what she looks like. I try to visualize that. Is she small? Is she a little smaller but still a little thick? And I think that that's the beauty of God giving us new grace, new mercy every day, waking me up. I get to figure that out. What does she look like? The best version of myself. I mean, healthy, to be healthy, that's a thing. But I've come in contact with doctors like, so you're diabetic, right? I'm not pre-diabetic, none of those things. The one thing that I do deal with right now, and it happened this year, is high blood pressure. And a lot of it is stress. So I don't have any major, I've always been very active, singing, dancing, all of those things. So I don't know. But the one that was 125 pounds lighter, I wouldn't choose her. She was not okay. And she didn't know how to tell people she wasn't, because people liked her. She looked good. So I wouldn't choose her.
I'm going to say something here, what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of goes back to something that I had said last week when I was ministering in church. And the woman that you are supposed to be will be determined by the man who love you for who you are.
Mm. Wow.
That's what I believe.
Really?
So if I had any last saying to you, I love your confidence. Keep it. Don't change for no one.
Mm.
That future husband, and he will love every bit of you because he don't see the body,
Mhm.
but what he see is your character, your intellect, the tangible things that, if you ask me,
Mhm.
really does matter.
Yeah.
When you talk about two people coming together, forming a relationship,
Yeah.
and especially through love. So I would say to you, just be you and keep working on you,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Then when Mr. Right come along, he gonna say, "Hey, man, you ain't got to change nothing about yourself.
Yeah. I
You are
receive it.
exactly the woman that I've been looking for.
I receive it.
You're exactly the woman that I need in my life."
Yeah. I receive it.
And he would give his life for that.
Yeah.
And see, one of the things that I think most men fail to also understand, and this is where a lot of them get in trouble, and this is why a lot of them end up in bad relationships,
Mhm.
is because they first want to judge a woman off of physicality,
Mhm.
the image,
Yeah. Women do it too.
you know.
Yeah.
But now, if you're talking about marrying a woman
Yeah.
and you talking you 10, 15, 20 years into a relationship, you still think she gonna continue to remain that 36, 24, 36 woman, especially after she done push some babies out for you?
I know, right?
No, the body changes.
Yeah.
The body goes through things.
Yeah.
You know, the hair goes through change. Everything about the physical. Listen, he don't stay the same.
Yeah.
Huh?
And you know what? That's interesting. I really do feel like it's not with every woman, but I feel like y'all are allowed to change. Y'all are allowed to be
No, no, no,
thicker.
no, no. Okay, so then even if we are allowed to change, then why or what give us the right to feel that our wife is not allowed to change?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen, I used at one time I had a 6-pack. Now I'm down to a 2-pack. You
Well,
know,
at least you got a pad. You know, that's what I tell people when
well, I got a 2-pack in a keg. You know,
exactly. You know, I tell people I never had a 6-pack, but if you like rolls, I got
yeah.
you. They've been there. They smooth, you know. But no, I believe what you're saying. And the piece honestly was just an opportunity for me to spill my heart. You know what I'm saying? And it is something I won't say that I'm just sitting here looking for love, but I am in a place where I'm opening myself back up. So yeah, opening myself up to it, believing, trusting that God is not going to send just any old body, but whoever it is for me, I believe it.
Well, hey, you know, we got to wrap it up.
All
We
right.
got to get out of here. But
There'll
hey,
be a part 2.
yes, it has to be. It's because this is far from over.
Yeah.
This conversation, and I think there's so much more that you can share to help other women because I really want to. I ain't gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna say it
We'll
right
get
now.
into it. We'll get
Yeah,
into it.
yeah.
We'll get to it.
But we'll see where we can we'll get back, and then we'll let the audience know.
Let's do it.
If you all would love for Ms. Deidre to be back, let us know in the comments. Okay, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Peace. It was
Thank
a
you for
pleasure.
having. And I gotta say this. I said it when we weren't on camera, and it's the last thing. This man right here, my childhood, my family are singers. You know, the Miracle Lights and the Earth Angels and all of those people. This man right here made everybody work hard. You had to be the best. You had to know those notes. You had to know everything. And I always used to say when I was a little girl, am I ever gonna do anything good enough for him? Look at me now. On the show, I done made him proud. That means a lot to me. It is an honor to be here.
I'm honored to have you. And also, you said that you wanted to mention about releasing the
Yes, an EP. I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna release an EP, a little poetry a little music. Y'all know I got the baddest family in
Oh,
Florida.
yes.
So we're gonna do something special. The goal is December. I pray my strength in the Lord that we get it done, but that is my desire.
Now you know you got to make that happen.
I have to. I don't put it out in the internet.
Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna do it.
I'd have heard it with my ears.
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna do it. We already, y'all know today T-Ray Mack.
Yes.
T-Ray Mack is producing.
Yes. Okay.
We already started. We're writing. We got some cool things. My brother David agreed to it. D-Shiv playing the drums. Y'all come.
All right.
So yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm gonna do it. It's the goal by December to have it all.
Well, we're gonna wish you much success and
Thank
definitely keep you in
you.
prayer for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
Hey
me.
everybody, thank you again for being a part of our show tonight. And we pray and believe that you have been blessed by the words that were shared by my guest tonight. And we're gonna see if we can get her back on next week. No, not next week. If not, I may have to move some dates around. That's no problem. I have some other engagements set for her.
We'll make it happen though.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. All right. Hey, until next week, y'all be blessed, right? Love you all. Take care now.